Yo, what's going on, everybody? See the shirt? You guys see it? Doge. How's everybody doing? A 7 with the first. Preezy with the second. Okay, cool. What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. We'll let everybody come rolling in. Got a couple things to talk about tonight, which is a nice change up. We've had a pretty stale week. I'm sure all of you can agree. That fits 2020 like a charm. Dude, I'm so happy. I've got another shirt to show you guys tomorrow, though, as well. I got 2 shirts. This is one of them. This might be my main streaming shirt. Hang on. Hang on one sec. All right. Let's see. Oh, let me remove some of my gaming things here. Can you tell I'm a racing gamer? Oh, that camera's low. Hold up. I just want the Doge in there, that's all. Just a little bit of the Doge. It's my only goal. There we go. Got some Doge. Hey, what's going on, Stankus? Welcome to the stream. All right. How's everybody doing tonight? Don't forget, hit that like button if you haven't already. I do appreciate it. Just gonna change the beat up. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So we got Stankus, we got Gilbert, we got Preezy, we got the whole crew. Whoa. I actually need to fix some of my settings here from our night live with Elon Musk. All right. Did I not have a There we go. All right. You ready for my 4-month prediction of Doge? Hey, hit me with that prediction, bro. Hey, what's up from H-Town? What's going on, Alex? Welcome back to the stream, man. Schmicky, yo, what's going on? Hey, we got some of the people in here. I know everybody's been busy. I do appreciate your support when you can come into the stream. I do appreciate it. I also appreciate those hits of the like button. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it when you hit that like button. Thank you. No, but I know a lot of you guys from the group have been busy, so I'm glad to see those names in, especially early. That's pretty cool. Yeah, hit me with that 4-month. Preezy, what you got? Let's hear Preezy's 4-month prediction before we get into it. Why not? Everybody, tell me what your thoughts are. Where do you think Doge is going? What do you think's going on right now? Why don't we start with you guys' opinion first before I start rambling on? You know, I talk for like 15 minutes going over everything. So before I even go into it, why don't you guys, let's talk Doge. Let's talk Bitcoin, because we have to if we're talking Doge. What do you think is next? What do you think of what happened today? Let me back out to a higher time frame here just so we can kind of get the overview. There we go. We're looking at Bitcoin, but don't forget Doge has done the same thing, but we can just flip it to Dogecoin if that makes everybody feel better. I know some people really don't enjoy looking at Bitcoin. So let's just do this. Maybe 1 hour will give us everything. 30 should have. 30 really should have. Yeah. There we go. And thank you guys so much for hitting that like button. If you have not hit it, please consider hitting it. Not just asking to be annoying, but every hit of the like button does bring in like 2 or 3 more people. So it's one of the biggest things you can do to support the stream. Thank you so much. And whoever just hit it, thank you. Gilbert says, oh, funny, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Rip Dogecoin? Hey, I'm with you on the Rip Dogecoin. We are not having a great time right now, are we? I understand that completely. Gilbert says, learn from 2020's TA. Maybe I should move the comments over to where I can kind of look more at the camera a bit. Gilbert says, learned from 2020's TA last night and began to diversify a bit this morning. Went back to stocks, still holding on to the Doge because the FOMO is real. I'm glad you got to move some money around. The thing is, like I said yesterday, guys, and we'll loop back to this during our discussion when I get into explaining some things, but it is perfectly fine to buy Doge and hodl. I'm all about it. You see the Doge shirt. I'm about the life, 100%. But Doge has been sitting steady, trading sideways. I mean, when's the last time we've really done anything interesting here? This was May 19th was when we got down here. And overall, this has kind of been our average price right here, right around 32 cents the whole way through. We did have a spike up to 44, kind of on that Coinbase hype. After that, we sold right back and got back to our average price of about 32, 33 cents. So if you're trying to be a more active trader and looking for more money-making opportunities, it's perfectly okay to diversify a little bit. You can still keep some, whether that's 25%, 50%, or 75% of your portfolio, depending on your risk management and whatnot, in the Doge, and try and, make some money where things are moving in the interim. while you kind of have Doge just sitting here waiting for something to happen. And then when Doge takes off, you'll still be with it, but you can still make a couple bucks on the side. Completely respectable play. Preezy says 13 times from where it is now, so about $4.50 in 4 months. Wow. Because if the AMC 13x in 4 months, so if the people are coming to Doge from AMC, they say the same thing would likely happen. I like that. I like that, Preezy. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Scion of Truth. Have y'all read about the shill news on Weeble? What do you mean the shill news? I know there's plenty of what people call shills. I've got called a shill a couple times. But it's funny. I'll show you guys the comments too. And to be honest, I was trolling a bit, but I knew I was right. So I was just having some fun in the GameStop comments section in the AMC. I was like, hey guys, just so you guys know, we're going down to 240s. But then, you know, by the end of the day, I had like 13 people come onto my particular comment, started calling me a shill, told me to get lost, told me I was never in. Everybody just started flaming me. Within 2 hours, it was down to 230. And then I was like, anybody still here? Dead silence. And now, I mean, it went all the way down to 206. So, hey, I warned them. I warned them. People are getting approached on Reddit to get paid to spread disinformation. Wow. You know what I heard recently that was really interesting? And I just heard this. There is potentially people infiltrating the Reddit groups. Not just people getting paid on Reddit or approached on Reddit to infiltrate like the Weeble groups and all that. There's people infiltrating the Reddit groups. If I'm not showing anything on screen, I guess I don't have to really focus the screen. There's people infiltrating the Reddit groups posing as normal Redditors, but they're really hedgies. People from large corporations and hedge funds that are trying to pose as Redditors and get the army to do something that they want them to do. Hey, yeah, I appreciate that, Sion. Good stuff. Yeah, that's really good info. Yeah, everybody is more than welcome to share. I appreciate all the content that you guys can, any insight or whatever, because I can't do all the research all the time, you know? Always welcome. But yeah, I also heard that there were potentially some hedge fund people infiltrating the Reddit groups, posing as Redditors and trying to encourage people to play certain plays. And then they would either get botted up or have just a group of other hedge fund people that would come in and like it, spike the likes up, make it seem like it was super legit and like everybody was on board, and try and like forge a play for the Reddit group people to go want to do. Like maybe make it sound appealing, say, hey, it's like super shorted and all that stuff. And try and manipulate kind of the Reddit group into doing something that they're making it sound like the Redditors would want to do, but really was for the hedgies. So that's what I heard. If that is true and that rumor starts getting spread around, we might see a little bit of death to the meme stock world as people lose trust in what's real and what's not. So just thought that was worth sharing. Sorry, I lost my chat here. Oh, there it goes. I only follow you and one other person. Well, that really means a lot then. I appreciate that, Sion. Thank you, man. Hopefully, well, it sounds like to me that I'm one of the streamers that you, content creators on Doge, at least Doge coverage, that you trust. So thank you, I appreciate that. Stankus says, paid trolling is actually a little industry. Lots of people do it to make some money at home. Yeah. I have a few stocks that I followed from Weeble and they all tanked. But you will hodl till they dry up. Some of these posts sound legit, but in their favor. Joe, hey, what's going on, Joe? Haven't seen such. You're on Reddit every day. Yeah, I haven't seen the trolling or the soliciting, but the hedge funds, it would be almost impossible to detect, because I mean they would just come in with a normal Redditor account and start trying to highlight potential plays. But it's not that the plays are not realistic potential plays, but they're plays that they want the Reddit army to start initiating. You know, maybe they want to jump on board, because there's multiple hedge funds. There's not just one hedge fund group. It is not just the hedge fund, you know. So there could be a group that knows that a lot of other hedgies are short, and maybe they want the Reddit army to catch on to that and manipulate, and then some other hedge fund companies will then jump on board going long instead of short. You know, it's just not all fair, all fun and games. Not all normal people, apparently. You have Doge and SHIB? Me too, man. I am pretty much all Doge and a little SHIB. And we'll talk about that soon, too. Don't see top comments of the day or week trying to manipulate transactions. SHIB on Coinbase Pro, that $100 we put in might pay off. Hey, it already did. If you looked at that about like an hour ago, SHIB was up almost 33%. I don't know if you checked recently, but it spiked. It was at like 6,000s, right? We'll call it units, you know. It was at about 6,000 units of SHIB, and then it spiked at about 9,300. So there was a 33% move. I actually had made like $150 because I was in heavier than I thought. I've been buying SHIB like every week, throwing like $100 in there or something, 150, and apparently I'm up to $700 in SHIB. I had no idea I was in that heavy, but I was just gradually buying in week after week. Now, like I said, like $1,000 or under, I was okay with being in, but really, like once you get like 1,000 or more, there was just no real catalyst there except for the SHIB army being strong, but we know how much that can do. And then also Shiba Swap, which was actually a pretty legit catalyst. So I felt pretty okay buying in, knowing that it was kind of inevitable that in some point in the future, in the near future, they would have a little bit of a spike off some news. So there was a catalyst, but just fundamentally, it just wasn't super sound. So it's still risky. But I was all right going in with a little bit of size there. Just enough to where I'm like, yeah, it's enough to get some skin in the game if something happens, but it's also a small enough amount so that if something goes wrong and the money catches on fire, it might hurt, just, you know, sting a little bit. I might get flicked, but I'm not gonna cry because you know, everyone has their own risk management. For some people, they might think that was absolutely ridiculous. But everybody's got their own play. Yeah, I was in heavy Preezy. $700. Yeah, that was a mistake, but yeah, we're in there now. And it paid off because then they just got this surprise announcement of Coinbase. So actually, I was probably in like 600 when they dropped the Coinbase announcement, and I'm like, wait, okay. Then I dropped like another 150 because now they actually have a catalyst. I don't know if you guys realize that, but SHIB is actually something you should start looking at. I'm not saying because it does anything special, but I'm just going to be completely honest. SHIB has the leg up on Dogecoin already. So if we're being completely honest, I don't like SHIB, but SHIB is now getting this little leg up on Dogecoin. And we can talk about that in a minute. I'm not saying from a transaction fee point of view, but pretty much everything else. And that's not really good. Not for the Doge. Go down about a quarter of comments for GameStop. They talk about it there in their screenshots, just relaying info. You're waiting for PDT flag to be removed. Okay. The insiders are being targeted for their voice and who they listen to. Interesting. Losing money never feels good. $2 or $2,000, it sucks. Yeah, of course. Preezy says you got a whole lot of Shiba coins. Yeah, I've got 75 million SHIB. You know how ridiculous that's the only time I'm saying I have a million of something, unless you mean like dust particles in my room, because it sure isn't dollars. I'll tell you, I probably have 70 million dust particles flying around. With my computer in here, yeah, probably. But if you're talking dollars, no. I might not even have 75 million pennies. I don't know what that would equate to. What, 100? Yeah, I sure don't. Not even close. But yeah, anyway, all right, I'll focus back on the desktop. Y'all are funny. And let's roll through some of this stuff, shall we? So like I said, on the Dogecoin side, nothing spectacular. Actually, Dogecoin, I'm just trying to be 100% realistic at all times, guys. Don't think I'm trying to FUD, calls FUD. I don't think I'm just trying to be overly negative. Don't also think when things are good happening, I'm trying to be overly positive. You get my real opinion, my real emotion in the moment, depending on how things look in the grand scheme of things, all right? So I might say something that sounds a little dramatic, but I'll probably loop that in with an explanation of why I feel like it just has more importance than what it might appear like on first glance. So maybe you will understand where I'm coming from a bit. In my opinion, Dogecoin looks pretty bad right now. Dogecoin looks pretty bad. Why do I say this? Doge is under 32 cents and we are at June 15th. All right. At the end of the day, Dogecoin looks bad. We kind of have to just accept that. Schmicky says, I'm bearish. That is correct. At this moment on Doge, I am somewhat bearish. Okay. When I say bearish, I don't mean that Dogecoin is going to go dropping into the 20s. I don't mean you're going to see Dogecoin 25. I don't mean you're going to even see Dogecoin 26 or 27. Now, 28, 29, 30, we've been there a couple times. Not anything particularly new. Could happen. Depending on what Bitcoin does, it could happen. But I'm saying Dogecoin's not looking good. And I'll try and manipulate the camera a bit so it's not always you just looking at absolutely nothing. Maybe I should move this way more. I don't know. Dogecoin's not looking particularly good. Why do I say this? Because despite all the catalysts that we have had up to this point, we have not been able to gather a significant amount of strength to the point where we could break beyond this level of somewhere around 30, 31, 32 cents average. If you look all the way coming back from this fall that we first had when Bitcoin crashed, when Dogecoin sold off and when Bitcoin crashed, ever since then, we've been, if you just follow your mouse along the highs and the lows, you would probably say that our average price was somewhere around this area right here overall. And maybe if I don't know if this will really indicate that. Yeah. So on the 2 hour, you can see the 200 EMA puts the average right about that same space that I put my mouse. So on a much longer time frame, it's saying that the average price is 34 cents. That's kind of where we should be. When you cycle through most of the moving averages, all right, 1, 2, 3 minute time frame, 5 minute time frame, the 10-minute time frame. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe now I should go back. Let me start that over. When you cycle through the 1 minute time frame, the 2, the 3, the 5 minute, the 10 minute, 15, 30, 1 hour, 2 hours, so on. Under all circumstances, no matter which angle you look at it, no matter which time frame you try and come at it, we are underneath the 200 EMA. So on every single time frame that exists, we are getting bearish signals. When you are stuck under the 200 EMA, that is considered a bearish thing. Most likely trend is going to be a downtrend. That's why usually when you see a break above the 200 EMA and it holds, that signifies a reversal to a potential uptrend. People get a bullish signal, more of a buy signal. That's when you start seeing people buy in with that confidence that now we're probably going up. That's kind of what this line means. It's like a trend indicator if you're doing trading. Are we on the bullish side of it or the bearish side? Are we on the side where it's probably going to go up, or on the side where it's going to keep tending to hug under here and maybe, if anything, go down? All right, so that's just basically the 200 EMA summed up in 5 seconds. All right, that's not the best explanation of it. But my point is, all bearish signals all around on Doge. And Snankist, I'll get back to your comment. I'm just trying to roll here, and then I'll come right back to it. So that's not good, okay? Why do I say that? Because all of this time I've been saying, guys, it's Bitcoin. It's just Bitcoin. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's literally just Bitcoin, right? So why am I saying this? Well, here's the thing. Bitcoin, unfortunately, like I predicted it very well may, so far has failed to gain traction and break above the key level and hold above it. So as of this particular moment in time, and who knows what tomorrow will bring or the day after, right? We're talking about now. We could do TA to try and predict, but it is not up to us or our lines that we draw which way that Bitcoin decides to break. It is up to the people and how they're feeling. Every breakout and every pattern that starts to form is the result of emotions. Emotions driving people to buy because they feel it's the right time. Emotions driving people to sell because they feel it's the right time to cut their trade and be out. So as much TA as you try and do and try and figure out, well, if maybe we'll get a bounce here, bounce back here, bounce up here, especially with an emotionally driven sell-off, there's going to be an emotionally driven recovery. There's no way around that. So I can only tell you but so much. I can tell you what needs to happen with the price before we get confirmation to those people that are emotionally a little bit scarred and on the sidelines, but I can't with TA tell you that by tomorrow we're going to break above 42,000, which is the level we need to break above, because that is up to the emotions of the traders, right? And they're going to need to feel compelled to do that, and I can't tell you if we don't have any news when that news will come. So that's where we're at, to keep that short and sweet and to the point. Now what I've been talking about here was the 40,000 level, and now as you can see, we're kind of getting a 200 EMA coming to meet us up there, not on every time frame, but on the 10 at least. The point here is Bitcoin has been doing this for 15 years basically. You can see this is not our first rodeo at the 40,000 level. That being said, these little spike moves up off Elon's little hope tweets, we'll call them hope tweets versus hype tweets, because he gave Bitcoin some hope by saying that the suspension of accepting Bitcoin for Teslas will be repealed when, and he said it will be, so he took away some of the fear that it would potentially not be, because he was just done with Bitcoin. So he wiped that fear away and gave them some hope with his hope tweet by taking that away and then saying, when you guys have your act together, 50% of mining's done on clean energy, and there's a positive trend for the future, being that it's at 50% and it looks like there will be higher percentage in the near-term future after that as well, and there's a clear positive trend on miners switching to clean energy, that's when Tesla would start accepting Bitcoin for Doge again. I mean, Bitcoin for Teslas again. So that's what gave like the big spikes here. The thing is, no one's really going to be, maybe that's a little hype for this conversation. No one's really going to be convinced that Bitcoin's move up here is permanent and long-term and not just a little hype move, unless we see Bitcoin not only get to these levels, but hold strong and continue breaking up into new territory that we have not hit before off little hype moves. Hope everybody's following me so far. So the fact that we got to 40,000 is fine and dandy, but this is not the first time we've been here. We got to 40,000 here pretty much, here, almost there, here, and all these times here, even up to 42,000 here. So this here is not new to anybody. Though to us, we're like, cool, Bitcoin's going up, finally, maybe that means Doge will go up. Everybody that's not sitting in Dogecoin begging for a move up, that are thinking a little less emotionally and a little more logically, because they have nothing in it, nothing to win or lose, they're sitting here like, yeah, that's probably just going to bounce off this line again and drop back down. I'm not convinced. So for that reason, the whole rest of the crypto market, no one's convinced. No, this does not tell us anything until it does something new compared to what it did here and here. Because if we're following previous trends, that tells us that we're going to come here, look like we have some signs of strength, because we did we were strong enough, even though we did a head and shoulders at the end of the day, we were strong enough to hit these levels 3 times in a row. All right, we've had strength up to here before, but all this tells us is, like I said, if we look at past trends, we get strength enough to look like we're gonna get up here, and do a fake out, which is basically when you break out, but it's fake, and you end up dumping back down, and all the people that thought this was confirmation that we were going up get left behind in the dust and are holding a bag. So until we get confirmation that this is not a fake out, everyone is now skeptical based on what happened in the past, and they're going to be thinking this is probably another fake out. And whether it is or not, now everyone's going to be trying to play their trade smarter, because I don't know about you guys, all right, but most Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, whatever you're trading that followed the market trends here, most altcoin traders have gotten burned off of some of these moves. Maybe not all of them, but within the last month or 3 weeks, some of these moves have burned most people. Now, show of hands, who in the chat has gotten burned on Dogecoin recently? And I mean after the initial crash down. Maybe we'll just pause there. By show of hands, who has gotten burned by Doge, by getting false hope, by buying into false signals that you thought were bullish, whether that was based off our discussions where I provided TA and we were just trying to make predictions, and you said, you know what, based off what 2020 said, or Mariano, based off what he said, and based off now the TA that I have in my head and what I think for myself, I'm going to buy in, whatever. However you got to that point, I just want to know who in this chat, from anywhere when we were trading between like 29 to 42K Bitcoin, or let's just say 25 to 40 cents Dogecoin over the last couple weeks, who in here has made a mistake and lost some money? At least maybe even a significant amount. In all honesty, I'll say I was one of them. All right, let's feel free to share. There's nothing wrong with admitting your losses, especially if you're more than willing to admit your gains. So, I mean, I'm just curious, but if you don't want to share, that's fine as well. All right, well, I'll let you guys work up to it. Maybe nobody wants to share quite yet. But yeah, me, you, Arat. Okay, there we go. We got the first bold person willing to admit that he made some misplays here, or got faked out at the very least. Okay, so there's one. You haven't been burned, but you should have sold your whole bag back at 45 cents. Sure, and so we'll consider that kind of getting at least faked out a little bit, right? Because the reason you probably didn't sell at 45 cents was because you had some reason to believe, based off either rumor, either, you know, something that I said, something TA related, something that's maybe seemed logical, or something based off what you saw, or maybe a mix of those things, that Doge would be coming back up, right? Because that's the way it looked. So for that reason, you didn't cut at 45 cents. Now you're sitting here with your bag at 31 cents, probably feeling bad. You haven't bought any Doge since 06. You're afraid to increase average cost. Hey, that's fine, Joe. 6 cents is a great average to have. So I respect that. But here's the thing. Okay, so that's 2 of you. That's me as 1. And I'm sure of the other 18 people in the stream right now, some of you at least lost $100 at some point during your trading of Doge. Whether or not you've made it back at another point, I'm just saying at some point during this time, you also lost money. All right, I'm not talking about the recovery where you made it back, or your profit to loss ratio. So that's just us here. And okay, Ray, I lost some scalping and rushing, getting faked out, thinking it's going back up, rush buying. Okay, there's another. All right, so now there's 4 of us here that have or 3 of us. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for 4 of the 19 people in the stream right now, the 20 people, that's what? About a quarter-ish? I'm not going to do too much math there. About 20% of the people in the stream have lost some money here at some point by getting faked out by the price action, assuming it was going to do something different here. Now, that doesn't mean that any one of us are particularly bad traders. All right, maybe we even traded technically correct, but technically correct does not account for, one, things that are completely beyond our control. All right, that does not account for things that are beyond our control, technical analysis. So Elon tweets or just general news, we cannot account for because we don't know when someone is going to decide to do something that could be market manipulating. That is not something you can look at a graph and draw out. All right, that is just a human thing. It is unpredictable. Also, emotions. Now, you can look at planned events and figure out what emotions people might feel at those event times. Like, for example, in the stock market, a lot of people trade earnings plays. And from that, they'll try and figure out, well, do we expect on this earnings announcement day of this company that the company will have good earnings news or bad earnings news? And based off that, they'll assume, will people feel emotionally positive or emotionally negative? And so based off that, will they be buying and the price go up, or will they be selling and the price dump? And then they plan a trade based off that. And they'll either go long or they're short, or buy calls, or they'll buy puts, or whatever method of trading they want to do to play off that emotional prediction. But in general, you can't just predict how people are going to feel if you don't have anything to base that off of. So just general emotions and general random news, those are not things that you can TA draw out and map out. So we can only trade as properly as we can trade with the things that we can figure out and know. Unfortunately, we were thrown many loops by Elon Musk, by random people trying to crash the market that were not fans of Dogecoin. We had Barry Silbert do that whole thing, you know. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, Doge burned you 350K ago. Whew. Yeah, so all right. So yeah, now we got some people talking a handful. So long story short, guys, yeah, we've had some good times with Doge. On the way up, we had a nice ride. A lot of us doubled, tripled, quadrupled our money. On the way down, there were a lot of opportunities. I remember a couple weeks ago when we were saying there was no reason for Doge to break below 50 cents. And then we broke below 50. And we're like, all right, well, there's definitely at this moment in time, no reason to break below 40. And then things changed and we got a reason to break below 40. And then we said, there's no reason to break below 35. And then some more things in the market changed and some more news came out that changed the whole emotional feel of where the support line should be for Doge again. And then we ended up at 30. Then we ended up at 28. Then we ended up at 25. Then we ended up at 19. You know, situations just continued to change. But I mean, the key is really just trading. Like I said, planning your trades, looking at the technical support levels and resistance levels around your trading area, and figuring out, like, if something goes wrong here, if there's a bad announcement, if Elon decides to go crazy on Twitter, where are we probably going to drop to, and where are we going to stop and reverse? Or if we go up, where are we probably going to stop? Maybe where should I sell, expecting a reversal back down, and then maybe buying back in at the dip? Like, where should I take profit? That's where the TA comes in hand. It is secondary. It is not primary. And that's why a lot of times I don't even have lines drawn out here, because it's not super important. You know, it's not so much always about the TA with Dogecoin and with Bitcoin, especially right now. It's more about the emotional sentiment, and then you use the technical analysis to figure out, based off what your social, I call this like social analysis. How does the world basically feel about this play, and how will their emotions as a whole dictate where the price is going to end up going? And then based off that, whether I think that's up or down, then I start to plot out the TA based levels of where those price targets will be in that direction. So if I say the social analysis on Bitcoin, everyone's terrified, no one wants to buy in, this thing's probably not going to hold at 40,000 because people still think overall Bitcoin's going to 25K. Then I can say, well, this is probably not going to hold at 40,000 then. So now I'll do TA and figure out where my most likely stopping points are, where there might be a pause and a bounce up before it then sells off some more. TA with crypto a lot of times comes secondary, and kind of fundamentals and social analysis comes more primary. So we had that. But anyway, on the Bitcoin side, like I said, this move has happened so many times in the past that right here, just as I'm not convinced, and maybe some of you are not convinced that this is really going to hold and break into 42,000 and actually be an uptrend here, most people are thinking the same thing we are. If that's the case, why would anyone just say, oh, Bitcoin's at 40,000, I'm going to buy Doge right now, if they don't think that this is going to hold and it's just going to dump? That means Doge is going to dump again. So that's not a buy signal. So, and especially in the Discord group and in comments, and not even in my group here on this channel, but like in other channels, in the Weeble comment section, wherever you happen to go, people are like, why isn't Doge moving? Why isn't Doge going up? It's like, well, you look at it from your perspective. Do you see a buy signal here? A lot of times we separate ourselves from the price action as if we're not a buyer ourselves. It's like, do you see a buy signal here? No, you're just in hoping that other people buy. But if you wouldn't buy, why would other people buy? You're all humans. So that's basically where we are. So long story short here, if Bitcoin holds and continues up and shows us something new that looks bullish, like, okay, maybe we are actually going to reverse and go back to where Bitcoin belongs, just somewhere in this area, just an average price, not back up to 60K, but maybe back towards 45, 50, then you start getting some buy signals from those altcoins, because you know that they, once we get confirmation of a bullish uptrend, that then they're going to get like dogs on a leash, kind of tugged along, yanked along. They'll catch up. All right, but if Bitcoin is going to fail here, then you know that Doge and all the altcoins are probably either just going to continue to trade sideways and be unbothered, or from where they're sitting right now, they'll tank down a little bit too, depending on where Bitcoin goes. So that's kind of where you end up. And for that reason, that is why Dogecoin has not at all followed Bitcoin's little fake move up. No Dogecoin buyers from the past are convinced. In fact, they are sitting on the sidelines, probably like a lot of us, like a lot of you in the chat, and I haven't even looked at it, like probably a lot of you not even in Doge at the moment. You're probably bored of Doge, looking for other things to trade to make some money, right? And why is that? Because it's obvious that at this moment, Doge and all the altcoins are not the money-making play, because Bitcoin's crashing the market. See how all these things just continue to tie back together? The same things you're doing are the same things most people are doing. Especially if you consider yourself to be a smart person, expect other smart people to be trading as well. All right? So that's why the altcoins are trading sideways. Now, that's why Doge isn't looking good, guys, because Bitcoin isn't looking good. Bitcoin is not looking like it has any significant plan of recovery short term until, one, Elon Musk makes a tweet that reverses everyone's mindset and basically says, all right, we'll take this thing back, we'll accept it as payment again. And that would be the shortest term play. Or two, and there's three, by the way, or two, enough other brands start accepting Bitcoin as payment to where it kind of offsets the loss of Tesla accepting, which is going to have to take a lot, because they've already gotten a few announcements and it hasn't done it. It hasn't gotten the real reversal. It's gotten some spikes, but it has not done anything for a lasting reversal to break above 42K Bitcoin. Or, I mean, three, just waiting it out for Bitcoin's fundamentals to kick in, to where over time, the difficulty of mining gets more difficult and each coin starts to grow in value. And then just the intrinsic value of a Bitcoin growing in time ends up pushing the price over the 42,000 mark. And that's probably going to take like at least a year. You know, at this rate, with it being hindered, we're not going to see that anytime soon, probably towards the end of the year. So that's not the play you want to wait on. What that means is that all these other things like Doge and Cardano and Ethereum are going to be suffering at the mercy of Bitcoin with its low market cap, as it holds the market way below value. And we're going to have to wait for catalysts to pull us out of the hole. So yeah, the whole crypto space right now is not looking super good. It is not looking super good. It is not looking like a fun play. Now, that being said, that is the overall market sentiment, by the way. That is not just me saying it's not looking good as a good play. It's clear no one thinks it's looking good because no one's buying, okay? That's the technical analysis. That's the social technical analysis. It's clear as day. No one looks at this as a buying opportunity because you can see no one is buying, right? It's just a fact. Now, as far as what that should mean for us, though, the saying, as you probably are aware, is buy when everyone else is selling and then sell when everyone else is buying. So basically, people are sleeping on these cryptos right now, probably thinking, oh, crypto is dead because Bitcoin's dead, and maybe cryptos are going to die because look at the way Bitcoin is not even holding up and doing what it's supposed to be doing. Bitcoin's supposed to be the biggest crypto in the crypto market, and it's looking like garbage. So how am I supposed to feel? I'm not even going to trade crypto right now. I'm going to go to the stock market. That being said, now we're seeing cryptos at an all-time discount. A discount that you're not going to usually see cryptos at. So if your mid to long-term play is cryptocurrency, by all means, dabble in the other things you want to dabble in to make a quick buck or two. You know, if that means day trading the stock market or swing trading a few things for a couple days, sure, by all means. All right. But when it comes to your focus, make sure that you're taking advantage of the dips, because once the dips stop dipping and the price starts to take off and recover, you don't really want to be last on that train. While no one else is here, this is kind of your time to buy in at a discount. While things are kind of on sale, you want to buy in before the sale ends, basically. So you by all means go shopping around, but just make sure you buy back in and buy your item of choice, whether that's Ethereum, Doge, Cardano, XRP, or whatever the heck else you want to trade. Make sure you buy your item before the sale does end. And that's the way to play this properly. You don't have to just sit here on your hands for 30 more days on Doge with no faith if you don't want to. Now, I'm not going to say don't do it, because if an Elon tweet comes tomorrow, of course, I'm going to feel bad as the price spikes up and everybody was sitting out. But by all means, shop elsewhere, but keep your eye on the thing that's on sale so that you don't miss the sale. All right, sorry guys. I had a issue with my internet there, but we're back. Oh, okay. Now my work stuff is just all randomly popping up. Okay, but yeah, by all means, what I was just saying is don't be on the wrong side. Don't turn your back on crypto 100% like some of the other noob traders are doing and just say crypto's dead just because it's at a dip and it's not recovering as fast as I would like. So I'm going to give up on cryptocurrency and full-time switch to the stock market and never look at crypto again because I'm mad at it, because it's not moving up as fast as I want it to. And then you all in the stock market and you realize there really isn't any plays over there. And then you try and come back to crypto, and those assets of choice in the crypto space have 2x or something, and you miss the whole sale. So just, if you're gonna mess around like that and bounce around, just play it smart. Still keep your eyes on both, because overall in the stock market, it's really hard to 2x your money. All right, you have to know what you're doing. You have to have found your plays. You have to know what's next. But in the crypto space, just doing a little bit of like fundamentals, like for example, Doge we know should be 2 or 3xing. We have some guaranteed plays. All right, so let me catch up on some comments here, because I kind of just wanted to get that out the way. All right. Let's see. That's why I don't mind tossing a few bucks to get millions of coins. Could it be worth it? Sure, but if not, doesn't have to get near a cent to make serious money. Exactly. I agree with you, Stankus. Gotta wait like 5 to 10 years though, maybe. With the Coinbase announcement, it might not take that long. I hate that we need Elon to fart on Twitter to get some volume. Yeah, me too. Once the bull run kicks off and we get AMC people in, 13x, here we come. We'll definitely have a lot more buying volume once we get those people back. But these are the same people that I'm talking about, by the way. by all means join the plays that they're creating in the stock market, but don't be like them, the ones that are 100% switched over to AMC and GME without looking back. Because when those plays start to cool off, and some of the diamond hand, the now what they call themselves diamond hand, like gorilla apes that came from Doge and that are now just 1000% all in on GameStop and AMC, and they're like, I'm never going to sell no matter what, never going to sell because I think this thing is going to double. Next thing you know, once the majority of those people that aren't like them, that aren't quite as extreme, take their profits, and those people that you're talking about, Preezy, when they come back to the crypto space and they start helping, giving us buying pressure, and then the price of our assets on the crypto side starts to go up, we're going to be able to profit because we cut our trades at a smart time and shifted our money back over. Those people that just decided to switch 100% to something else, they're going to be fully committed to only the stock market side on those one or two plays, and they're going to miss out on this whole move over here. So, like, with balance, we just want to make sure we're doing our plays wisely so that we don't end up like that. Our goal at the end of the day is to make money. It's not that we're so in love with the Dogecoin. I mean, I'm wearing the Doge shirt here, all right? But if I thought it was going to make me go completely broke, I probably wouldn't be wearing it. Now, I do like the whole Dogecoin thing, but I also would like to make a couple bucks. And no one said I'm going to hold this thing down to -1 cent if Dogecoin crashed that hard. Life has its cost as well. It's good Bitcoin is holding about a 40K price, but we need to trend up, not sideways. Trading sideways attracts dart man. Yeah, trading sideways for extended periods of time is usually not good. All that shows is that we don't have enough volume and buying pressure to go up. And when that starts to show, then that's when the price usually goes down. So like you said, that's when dart man comes out. It's going to be easy to get miners on renewables because you're just asking them to make more profit. It won't be hard to get them on board. Exactly. So, and Elon Musk is a smart man, as we already know. All right. He's already made electric vehicles. He's already started to revolutionize the vehicle industry by kind of forcing it into existence when everyone else doubted. He's already now made the Tesla Model S Plaid, which is the fastest production car in the world for only like $100,000. The fastest production car that you can buy off the assembly line without a super limited quantity. And it's 0 to 60, 1.99 seconds, top speed 200, and gets you like 400 miles range, 4 doors, 4-seater, with luxuries inside as well. All right. He's revolutionizing the vehicle industry and kind of forcing people to look at going electric. This Bitcoin move to me is no different. And the thing is now people are that were just like, oh, but I gotta have my and trust me, I'm one of them. I gotta have my V8s. I gotta have my gas engine. I don't want to do electric. What about the range? What about the blah blah blah? With how good the Teslas are, it's forcing people to take a look at electric power. It's forcing people's attention over there. Even the doubters, even the skeptics are now being forced to recognize the potential. And now we're seeing competitors start to embrace. Elon has reached his goal. Mission accomplished. He even said before years ago he had no concerns about competition. In fact, he wants competition because the whole purpose of this is not so that he can just make a couple $1 billion off making electric vehicles and being the #1 distributor, but to revolutionize vehicles and make people go electric. To me, this is a very, very similar play. We have the capability to do this Bitcoin mining off clean power and mining in general, and maybe even running more things than we consider right now off clean power. So by him forcing these people onto clean power, it's making them figure out a way to take advantage of the resources that already exist and start transferring us over to like a cleaner future. It's not like you said, you're just asking them to make more money, but kind of to stop being lazy and start thinking a little more and really do what's better for them even. Which in my opinion is the same thing with Tesla. So it's another Elon play when you really think about it. Check Discord. You got some info you might find interesting relating to the discussion. Okay, I'll check that in just a moment. All right, yeah, Rot said me. You haven't been burned, but you should have. Yeah, oh yeah, I read that. I read some of these, so let me skip past what I read already. You lost 2K the other day in 5 minutes on Wish. Oof. Yikes, man. That's a big loss. Hey guys, also, if you're appreciating this content, if you don't mind, just clicking that like button. I would really appreciate it. You don't know how much it really helps with the channel growth and getting more people in here. When YouTube sees your click of the like button, it bumps me up, and the channel gets referred to people. The live stream does, rather. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I think we're at 13 right now. If we could get to, like, you know, 1 or 2 more, that'd be dope. If you haven't clicked it yet. You lost 7K, Arot? Man, on Doge, 350. There's a lot of losses here. You rush bought Ethereum and lost some. Well, let me ask, did you guys, when you say you lost some, are you still holding that position, or did you end up selling? I'm kind of curious, especially with the Ethereum loss. Thank you, whoever liked and got us to 14. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm curious. What happened there, Joe? One day your account was up 14K, next down 9. Wow. You're only down $40 with plenty to average down, which you may do when you keep getting into songs that have lyrics, which is not good for when I'm talking as well. All right, now I gotta get back to where I was in chat. Okay. You're only down $40 with plenty to average down, which you may do when you see it give us another price spike. Okay, nice. Just unsure now? Yeah. Seems like every time you buy Doge, it goes down 2 cents immediately. Yeah, same here. A lot of times we buy in, and here's the thing, it's just trader mentality, and it's why everyone always feels like they're on the wrong side of trades. A lot of times we buy in when we see the price looking like it's going somewhere, and we're like, ooh, I don't want to miss out on this. It looks like we're actually, like, we made a move here. This might continue. But really, you got to think about, what if you were already in at the bottom, what you would be thinking. That tells you whether or not it's a buy or not. Because usually when we're thinking to buy, that's when the buyers are thinking to sell. We say, wow, that was a big move. That's probably going to keep going. They're saying, wow, that was a big move. Look at my profit. Maybe I should lock this in. It's just the emotional curse of human trading. That's why the price always seems to reverse when we buy in. Preezy says, I got burned on both ends, lost money, and missed the initial wave. Wow. Don't matter how much you like Doge, can't make money without green candles. That is facts, sir. 100%. Lost some and had to scalp. Same. No, same. Thankfully, I was able to scalp a lot of it back. And, you know, I lost a lot on the way down. You know, just being honest, like a lot of us, I did lose a good bit on the way down. But when Doge wasn't giving me the scalping opportunities to make some of that back, I flipped over to the stock market. And I've been giving you guys in our Discord group the plays for the stock market every day, which really have just been the meme stocks. I like to keep it simple, especially with limited time. A lot of us have 9-to-5 jobs. We can't really take the time that some other people would take to research every stock and get a watch list every single morning. I mean, maybe you do have that time. I personally don't. So when I know the meme stocks are probably going to be moving and super volatile, it's just like determining which direction they're going to go in based off the activity, based off the patterns that have been forming, and devising a plan. Do I want to go long or short the next day? And if there's no activity there, then there's probably going to be activity in the crypto market. You know, just a really simple play. For stocks and crypto. This song is in a video game. I can't remember which one. Ray says, I stepped away from Doge entirely right now. All in on AMC for the moment. Okay. I won't judge you on that, despite my opinions. MJ says, yeah, because the floor is dropping at this time. It's just a giant dump. It's just a giant dumb money FOMO across the planet. It's rigged at multiple levels. Learn the game. Stankus says the reason Doge hit 74 cents is because it was a national news story when it took off. Right, exactly. And we had all those hype people. The thing is, once we had that SNL event, everyone split. Like, imagine we had like a group of 1 million people. Everyone had their fun, and then once that event was over, everyone split and ran for the next event. Everyone just took off in their own directions and said, all right, where's the next party happening? And there were like 15,000 different parties. And that's where all of our buyers are at. We have tons of people in other altcoins that are now getting attention because Doge has taken so long, and then we also just have people in the stock market as well. So we have to do something to catch people's eye again, so that some of those people will think that we're the party again. If not, we're going to be kind of chilling. Skydive, hey, what's going on? Good evening. You're all balled up, no more budget for dipping. And I saw you pop in, Skydive, and I'm pretty sure you caught the tail end, so you probably got the answer to that question. No more budget for dipping? Yeah, I'm not really buying anymore. And the thing is, Doge isn't really dipping anymore. It's just kind of at its current average price. So I'm all in as much as I want to be in at Doge like 30 cents. If we see Doge 20 cents, maybe then I'll have some more average down money. But I am completely comfortable with my position size at Doge current level. And now it's just like, all right, now move up in 2x or 3x that, please. Thank you. I don't see Doge as safe. I feel more comfortable with Ethereum and Bitcoin. Well, that's what I've been saying. And especially in the Discord group, I've been talking about this to you guys pretty much every day, is that Dogecoin is the riskier, higher reward play. But guaranteed money is kind of putting that in Ethereum instead. Especially, the thing is with Dogecoin, we can believe in it as much as we can, and we have all these catalysts, but the longer Elon Musk takes to make the Dogecoin for Tesla announcement, the higher chance that Dogecoin is going to fail. All right, and we can't write off the possibility that Dogecoin fails, despite a lot of people believing in it. All right, we have to be smart with our money too. We don't really want to be dumb money. We prefer to be smart dumb money, if you will. Just because we're small money, a lot of people do call us dumb money, but we still want to be smart with our play. So just play it safe, keep your eye on things. Now, if we see Doge just randomly start dumping into 20s without any movement in the market or without any bad news, then we know, okay, maybe Dogecoin, we should start taking some money out. But we'll have a pretty clear red flag, and that's when Dogecoin is selling off for no reason and nothing else is selling off. That's how we know Dogecoin might be done, all right? So at least we'll have a clear indicator. But I don't think Doge is done. I just think we need to hurry up, all right? And I don't want to start thinking Dogecoin's dead, because once people start thinking Dogecoin's dead and they start sleeping on it, that's probably when Dogecoin's going to take off, and they're going to be, I mean, whoever missed out on that's going to be pissed if they started thinking Doge was dead a day before the move, you know what I mean? So I just play it as it comes. No point writing anything off. If it's not dead yet, I'm not calling it dead. Just sitting back and waiting now. No more buying or selling. That Spectrum, hey man, you already know. First it was Spectrum, now it's AT&T. They both suck. Just look at history. Even with Doge, you get a bull market, 10x the coin, pull back 50%, trade sideways for months. The next bull market is just down the road. It'll come. It'll come. We just need I'm acting like your name, Dr. Paper Hands. You may not be a financial advisor, but definitely a financial therapist. Hey, well, thank you. I appreciate that. The bigger cryptos were 2x this 2 months ago. Yeah. Gotta sell off on the way up and the way down. Donate link in description 7. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. That is where the donate link is. Or you can always super chat as well. That is a very simple way to donate if you felt so compelled. But yeah, the next bull run is technically down the road. All we have to do is hold on until then. And by us, I just mean Doge. Dogecoin, okay, ambulance. Dogecoin just needs to hold on to its life. All right. But here's the thing. There are competitors coming into our space. Now we have SHIB listed on Coinbase, which is a big deal. And I feel like that's going to turn into our #1 competitor. We need Elon Musk to lock in our spot as the world's preferred transacting cryptocurrency, or we are going to see the competition start trying to nibble at us. And this is what I actually talked about like 2 weeks ago on a live stream, now that I remember. I don't know if you guys recall, but I was saying that right now the special thing about Doge is it's kind of the only one in this retail transaction space, right? But it's kind of only a matter of time before the other cryptocurrencies start to creep up, and we need to have our space locked in by the time that happens, because there's nothing at this moment that is insanely special about Dogecoin fundamentally that any other cryptocurrency cannot replicate as of today. Now, it's nice that we use Litecoin's blockchain, and so, you know, costs are kind of wrapped in, you could say. Or you could say stuff about our transaction fees not being terrible right now and our speeds being all right. Sure. Okay. But at this moment, there's nothing fundamentally incredible about Dogecoin that another altcoin cannot replicate. So if we do not have an advantage by the time other altcoins that decide to be Dogecoin competitors start catching up in popularity, then a lot of those other coins that also happen to be fundamentally better than Dogecoin from the start and don't need the development that Dogecoin needs to be the coin that Elon wants it to be, they will have a high chance of knocking Dogecoin off of its throne. Okay, and SHIB, in my opinion, today was the first day of concern for me for Dogecoin. Okay, and maybe that will start to get priced into the market soon if we don't see things for Dogecoin soon. Reason being is SHIB is another, we could just say, useless coin, right? And you know, in the Discord group, I have it named, that whole channel, useless Shiba. Okay, you know my opinion on it is that it's useless, but so is Dogecoin. The only reason that Dogecoin is not what I call useless anymore, okay, and it's hard to be useful if you're not a network or a DeFi app, okay? It's hard to be useful if you're not one of those two things, because then it's, well, what do you do? Well, you're just an altcoin, right? You're just a coin. The reason that Dogecoin has become not useless is because we had enough general acceptance that Dogecoin, was worth a certain amount of money. And so it started establishing itself as a widely accepted cryptocurrency, which is what we wanted it to be. And at that point, it started becoming useful. But if we start getting other useless coins coming and establishing themselves as cryptocurrency, and then figuring out a way to be more efficient, then Dogecoin is in serious trouble, because it's not a DeFi app and it's not a network. Now it just has competition that could be fundamentally better. And then at that point, what's your argument towards Doge? Well, it's Dogecoin? No, that doesn't work anymore. Then you're just comparing apples to apples, and if your apple isn't as good, the other apple's better. So this was my concern, and I'll maybe find that stream if you don't believe me, but we literally talked about this 2 weeks ago. I don't feel like anyone has a reason not to believe that I said that, and a lot of you were here. But this is my Dogecoin concern. We need to get out of the hole. We need to get our momentum back. We need to get people more excited about Dogecoin again. And really, this all falls on Elon Musk, because he's the one that kind of killed our whole vibe here with crashing Bitcoin. Because when that crashed Doge and Ethereum in the crypto market, all the crypto fanatics that were in the stable coins, which Doge kind of became a stable coin, they all went to the stock market and other meme stocks. And the meme stocks, and the meme cryptos, they were not following Bitcoin's price action. So now you see those like SHIB move today 32% off a Coinbase announcement. How much did we move as a stable coin off Coinbase? What, like 10%, right? Maybe 15. So the money-making opportunities are not presenting themselves in Dogecoin anymore now that we've gotten so high in market cap and started to stabilize. So at this moment, we are in a very underdogish position, a very vulnerable spot. We are not the shiny thing anymore. We are not the super attractive piece of candy in the candy store. Because people want to make money, and there is no money-making opportunity with Doge at this moment. And pretty much everywhere else, there's money to be made. So that's the concern. So again, we need Elon to get on it sooner than later. And it is unfortunate that it's in his control, but I mean, we kind of knew this going in, right? We called him the Doge father. We were waiting on him for everything. And now that he's silent, now we're just like, well, Elon? Okay, so it's nothing new. It was I forgot to auto-like. Well, at least you called yourself out, Schmicky. I appreciate you hitting that button, though. It's never too late unless the stream's over. You're holding a rot? I like that. It wasn't much Ethereum, but I'm still holding a ETH2 is projected to go 25K by next year. Ethereum, in my opinion, is the play. The stable play, in my opinion, is Ethereum. Right now, and I mean, you can say Ethereum or Cardano and kind of keep your eyes on Cardano just in case it starts playing catch up, because you know that's supposed to be the Ethereum competitor. It's just not there yet. So at this moment, I'm not saying it's the competitor. I like things to kind of prove themselves. But Ethereum is that thing, guys. It is the Bitcoin 2.0 in my opinion. Bitcoin was the market leader in cryptocurrency in general. Ethereum is the market leader in smart cryptocurrency going forward. So it is now becoming Ethereum's turn. And especially with Ethereum 2.0 coming up early next year, I expect to see Ethereum start exponentially increasing in value. Regardless, it doesn't need more news. It already has things in the pipeline coming. Everyone knows that. So it's going to naturally, this is why I said, this is also why Ethereum tends to recover stronger than Doge does, because Ethereum has fundamentals and a purpose and goals already lined up. Dogecoin does not, and it's sitting here waiting for news. With no news, Dogecoin's value does not just randomly increase over time, right? So Ethereum's a more guaranteed play, though it might be overall a little slower, because you can say, oh, Ethereum's going up 15% per month, but Dogecoin with one tweet will double and give you a 100% in return on investment. Sure, okay, but Dogecoin with no tweet gives you 0% return on investment. So it's like, do you want the guaranteed slow, nice gain? Or do you want to risk it all on Doge? In my opinion, diversify a bit. Maybe you do like, I don't know, 25, 30, 40% in Ethereum, a nice handful in Doge, and, you know, some money elsewhere, or whatever your portfolio looks like. Okay, but I will say that Ethereum, it is at a dip, okay? I've always said anything 2,500 and under on Ethereum. Now, if you could have got it here, that's even better. Here also at like 2,200, that was a sweet deal. At 25, you're getting back up there. But like I said, 25 and under is my buy spot for Ethereum. We already know where it came from. It was at 4,300 and it was ready to keep going, okay? Bitcoin brought it down on sale. It is 50% off. If you want in on the Ethereum train, don't miss it. I thought I missed it 4 times. I have no excuses anymore. Same for everybody else. There's no excuses on missing out on any of these sales and then coming back later and saying, man, I wish I had bought in. You literally, I mean, you're in the stream right now looking for advice, right? Or at least to talk things out. So, I mean, do your research now while you can still buy things at a discount before these things multiply in price later and you missed out on the money making opportunity. Because once the opportunity is gone, it's gone. And then in hindsight, you're going to be like, man, I wish I had researched Polygon and figured out this. Then I would have absolutely known it was going to quadruple in price in a month. And I would have my $25,000 would be 100 grand. Like, We can avoid that right now by taking a couple extra minutes to research. If that's motivation for anybody. Because I had to tell myself it as well. But yeah, Joe, you're absolutely right. Tim says, hey, what's going on, Tim? You're hodling on Doge and ADA? Good hodls. I like that. Doge and ADA, the Ethereum killer, supposedly. So you have a high chance of getting a nice return on that Cardano at the very least. There's a theory Elon Musk is the one keeping us from falling below the 31 cents as the overall volume doesn't add up to us not falling lower. Yeah, that could be. I remember is what I'm afraid of too. Yeah, we had a nice discussion about that. Well, I wouldn't agree. Our transaction fees are dropping with next patch. It's official. Devs tweeted about it. 0.0001 of the cost supposedly is their target. I saw that tweet, but I thought they were just discussing it. I didn't see that it was confirmed. Because I actually have the guy pulled up right here that was talking about it. I was going to show this on stream, but I didn't think it was confirmed. Now, that is good if it is confirmed. But my point is that as a retail coin, there's just so much potential competition because you don't have to like at this point in time do anything special that other people don't do. You just have to be like efficient, which can be put into coding. So really anybody can create a coin and kind of mirror these statistics. That's my point. Obviously, the big part of Doge is that it's already a name, a widespread name. But it's just one of those things where it's not hard to duplicate if someone managed to pull it off. You already see how Shiba is increasing in popularity as well. It just starts to get me concerned a little bit. Thankfully, Doge has a nice head start. But that was my whole point. We do have this head start. Doge's value does come from it being a like worldwide name at this point. A lot of people know what Dogecoin is. Not so many people know what SHIB is. Not so many people know what these other altcoins are. So we have that, but we have to lock in our lead before it fades away. Because if we go nowhere in the next 6 months and all these other altcoins have time, let's just say SHIB and 2 other SHIB-like competitors. Maybe let's just say SHIB, SafeMoon. We're not going to get into the actual fundamentals of SafeMoon or anything because I'm not a fan of that either. But let's just say SHIB, SafeMoon, and SafeRocket. SafeRocket coin become another 3 established names that in the next 6 months of Dogecoin doing nothing, these 3 names also end up getting known. Then Dogecoin has 3 other competitors on like an equal playing field because it did not capitalize on its lead. And that's my concern, Schmicky, is we have a lead right now, but if we don't do anything with the lead, we lose our lead because we're not just going to have a lead for no reason for 15 years. So, I mean, it's a time game at the end of the day. We actually went down on the day Coinbase started listing Doge. Right. We did. Yeah, we had a run up and then there was a bit of a news sell off for the next couple days. LH, you got in at 1800, bought the dip weeks ago. Yeah, that's a great Ethereum dip. That's a perfect dip buy. That's a really good dip buy. Jealous of that one. But yeah, it's a time game for Doge. We need improvements. So now we've got that transaction fee thing potentially getting locked in. That's great. Now we need to continue to get established. We can't lose momentum. We cannot lose steam because we already know a lot of our buyers are spread out. We need to gain in value. We have to have things to lock us in and solidify us and keep us in that spot. If we don't continue to progress, number one, after this, and then if we don't continue to get accepted widespread and we just sit stagnant for 6 to 12 months and let people catch up, that's where the problem starts. We definitely have the advantage right now, but it's kind of like being in first place in a race, being 5 laps ahead, and then just stopping. It's like, cool, you've got your lead. You were a fast car and you were better than everybody else, but eventually, Ray says, so I got here late. Was there any discussion of AMC for tomorrow? Do I need to put a sell under order now? We are down quite a bit on aftermarket. Good question. Let's switch to that. Yeah, I agree. This is why I think Musk will do something soon, but it will coincide with the release of new Doge patch 121. That would make sense. The conduit. What's going on? Oh, I just got a hold on the next year or two because I am just following my own intuition. Cool. Yeah, Doge could absolutely be a hold. I mean, I think it is for a lot of us. Just in the meantime, I think a lot of us are also tending to, when Doge, we could see it's having a not so hot day, just flip into the stock market for a couple hours. But I mean, by all means, hold. I'm holding on 2 other accounts as well. I have not touched those. I have not scalped. And then my one I'm using to just kind of day trade. So, oh yeah, I read that too, Schmicky. It's a good point. Yeah, let's go AMC. Because I actually do need to wrap this stream up. I forgot. So yeah, we'll probably give it like 10-15 minutes and then shut her down. We had a pretty nice length stream so far, I think. Yeah, hour and a half. So let's flip to, so to sum this up, by the way, there's no trade plan for tomorrow for Doge, Bitcoin, Ethereum, anything. If you want in at a dip, here's your dips, all right? But there's no TA to do, so I'm not even going to bother zooming in, going different time frames. We're literally trading sideways at the same levels that we have been for the last days. So there's nothing there. Let me look at this liquidation thing that Schmicky sent here. Says in the past 24 hours, 53,584 traders were liquidated. The largest single liquidation order happened on Bybit, Bitcoin, value $4 million. Wow. So if we look at the liquidations here, longs about $1 million, shorts about $500,000. Let's see. Liquidations for Bitcoin. 679K. Interesting. 16 Bitcoins. Someone sold 11 billion Shiba. Jeez. Interesting. Really interesting buying spikes there. Never a whole lot of short, so that's interesting. Pretty much same all across the board. Wow. Look at that. Or is this just not changing? What's going on here? Oh, maybe this is just total. This is an interesting site. I'll have to come back to this. All right. But yeah, so play for tomorrow. Dogecoin, Bitcoin, whatever the heck cryptocurrency you want to trade. If it's not one of the top 10, all right, those things are probably not moving tomorrow. All you need to do, if you have any concerns about that, look at Bitcoin, see what it's doing. If Bitcoin's flirting with 42K and pushing above it, then your cryptocurrency of choice will probably move, okay? But if it's just hovering anywhere in this general range here between, I don't know, 38 and 42,000, your crypto's not moving. If it's going below that, your crypto is selling off. You're probably not looking to really mess with that anyway. So nothing to write home about. No expectations for tomorrow. Unless we get an Elon tweet or something, crypto market's probably dead tomorrow. You can watch it trade sideways if you really want to. But other than that, there's nothing to talk about for Bitcoin, Doge, Ethereum, Cardano, etc. Right now, the smaller market cap coins like SHIB and all the other things, sure, those will probably fluctuate a bit, in my opinion. And actually, let's actually, you know how much I really hate to do this, but we have to look at SHIB now that it's on Coinbase and that it's getting catalysts, because we're not going to sleep on a coin that could be money making. Let's just take a quick glance at it. okay, because SHIB actually had a decent run today. Can we use this? I think we can. So as you can see, this was kind of from the beginning with the initial pump, which was crazy high. This doesn't look like, oh yeah, that's the right price. Crazy high pump, the sell-off, and then you saw this leveling off here to like an area of value. Right here, there was a flip to the underside here of that support line. Kind of right here. Okay, but then it regained and it went above the 200 EMA. Then on the SHIB side, they got this good news regarding the Coinbase announcement. You can see there was relatively low volume all the way up until kind of this point. And then there was this nice big run up, about 32%, bit of a sell off, and then it's kind of struggling to hold at this moment. So we'll see. But SHIB is just something to kind of keep your eyes on. Like I said, being a couple $100 in, you don't know what's going to happen with this thing. Now, I wouldn't expect you to think this is going to make you a millionaire kind of no matter what happens. Because, yeah, they crafted it so that you could say, well, if SHIB ever hits even just 1 cent, you'll 1,000 or 10,000 extra your investment. Yes, okay. But there's also market cap associated with SHIB, and there's like hundreds of billions of SHIB coin in circulation. So for SHIB to hit 1 cent, the market cap would put like SHIB above Bitcoin substantially. All right, it's a little impossible at this moment in time. So you probably just keep that in reason. Now 10xing or 100xing, a little more reasonable, okay, but don't get lost in all these zeros. That was half the bait to get people to buy into it for the pump. So yeah, all you have to do, factor it, like take market cap of Bitcoin, the market leader, and divide it by SHIB's circulating supply. That will give you the price per SHIB that you can expect SHIB to hit, best case scenario, if it were as good as Bitcoin. And maybe we'll just do that on stream right now. All right. So let's do this math very quickly. There's SHIB. Look at how many million, billion, 394 trillion SHIB in circulation. Yeah, that's the bait. So this is the price that SHIB could hit if it was as good as Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin being the market leader. And let's actually put this back up to where Bitcoin was before it even crashed, okay, which was almost at $1 trillion market cap. Okay, so this would put SHIB, if SHIB was insanely good, past Dogecoin, past Ethereum, okay, past Cardano, Polygon, all these things that are fundamentally insane, and blew past Bitcoin as well on Bitcoin's best days, SHIB would be at 0.2 of a cent. All right, so SHIB to 1 cent propaganda is absolutely absurd, and you should not fall for that. All right, let's be reasonable and say that SHIB, not Siri. How does that even sound like Siri? Yeah, I'm talking to you. No. All right, let's be reasonable and say here that maybe SHIB could hit Dogecoin's market cap if SHIB somehow got as popular and got accepted a bunch of the same places and whatnot. All right, and then it caught up to Doge. Let's just say in some world SHIB caught up to Doge. With Dogecoin's market cap, this is the price that you can expect SHIB to be at. Oh. All right. So that is 1 cent, 1/100th of a cent. 1/100th of a cent. So put a 1 and 3 zeros in front of it. And that will get you equal to Dogecoin. It's a value. Translated into SHIB. Okay. So with SHIB where it is right now, okay, we said 3 zeros in front to match Doge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 current. So you could potentially 100x your investment if you bought now and SHIB did not flop and it continued to gain in popularity and caught all the way up to Doge and kind of took the number 5 spot here. That would get you, and this is Doge at 30 cents, by the way. This is not Doge at like close to $1 or whatever our projections are, 60 cents where we came from. None of that. This is Doge crashed at 31 cents. SHIB has room to 1/100th of 1 cent, not 1 cent, 1/100th of 1 cent. All right, so keep it in perspective. You could at max expect to put 2 zeros at the end of your investment. All right, so that is why you don't get baited into the SHIB zeros. It was all a bait to get a pump. So just play that smart. All right. Now let's go off SHIB because, you know, I don't like SHIB. We really don't. And let's finally just flip over to the stock market. So AMC has been, as I expected, looking pretty decent. Let me catch up on comments real quick before we continue. Yeah, it's like insider info. Yeah, explains the price action. That is interesting. It could lose 2 zeros in 5 years. Maybe that's about it. Exactly. 2 zeros looks like max. 2 zeros loss, or basically what it means. And 100x is nothing to, you know, sneeze at. 100x is insane. You know, you put in $1,000, now you have $100,000. So that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Kind of up to $1,000 is what I feel comfortable doing. Now, you could put $10,000 in there if you really want to and say, well, if this thing catches up to Dogecoin, I'll have $1 million in SHIB. Okay, yeah. Or you could have $10,000 turned into $100. To me, that risk reward is kind of nuts until I have some real catalysts that make me think that SHIB is going to catch up to Doge. And we have catalysts now for the price to increase, don't get me wrong, but we don't have enough catalysts on the SHIB side for it to catch up to Dogecoin. There's not enough hype there. Unfortunately for them, there's not enough hype in their army. They are not moving the price despite all these YouTube streamers streaming all day, every day about them. The price was not moving. They thankfully got beyond the Shiba swap rumor catalyst. They got the Coinbase catalyst, and that bumped them up 30%. SHIB could very well die after this sell-off here, because what bigger catalyst do they really have other than Shiba swap? So putting in 10K to me is asking to not have $10,000. 1,000, I feel like, is a pretty, I don't know. It's a decent risk reward number if you have the money to spare. You can end up with 100K, or maybe you're out of $1,000 and maybe you just have, I don't know, 50 bucks, 100 bucks, but it was worth the try. That'd probably be the fare to get you to a game show to win $1,000, right? To win 100K, you'd have to pay for your travel ticket and your hotel. 10K though, I don't know about that. Let's see. Yeah. You'd have to risk a lot of money to make any significant life-changing wealth. The key is being risked. Yeah, that's exactly the point, Schmicky. Exactly. Going in too heavy, you're kind of doing too much. There's too many other altcoins too to consider as well. It's like, do you want to put, so if you're going to do that in SHIB, why not put 10,000 in any of these others that are way cheaper than SHIB? There's this one called AIDI Inu. And it's like 1,000 times cheaper. What if that one goes to 1 cent? It's like, that's not the way to think of it. Crockett's probably the best. Oh, Sea Rocket? Yeah. That one probably is, because adult entertainment industry, I mean, that one probably will take off. It's not for me, but maybe it's for some of you. Why not? But yeah, all right, let's wrap this up, getting to the stock market evaluations here. This was a pretty good stream, guys. I hope everybody's enjoyed it so far. If any of you that are watching this stream right now are not normally in the streams, hit that subscribe button to make sure you catch the next live stream, which will be tomorrow and every day after that, because we don't miss any days. Live streams are 7 days a week, minimum 1 stream per day, usually 2, sometimes 3. Yeah, actually has a prominent use case scenario. Exactly. Unlike the others. All right, so there we go, instrumental. This is AMC, guys. AMC, let's first do this. Let's first just do this. As you can see, AMC $72 was its all-time high by far. This is what my concern has always been. Peak AMC years ago, 2016, 2015, when it was a stock on the stock market, only traded at a max of $34. Now we're over double that in valuation. We are no longer in fundamental analysis, in technical analysis territory. We are no longer in fundamentally correct price territory. We are in Reddit army doing their thing, ridiculously inflating the price and holding it up there. So if you trade any of these meme stock plays, they are all doing the same thing, way overpriced. Trade them, please, with caution. Not a financial advisor. None of this whole stream has been financial advice. Just recommend. The fall will probably be relatively predictable. And in the stock market, there's actually stock market halts so that you can kind of gather yourself and whatnot. So the thing's not just going to crash down to $0 in one run. They do pause things multiple times if things are going down too fast or up too quickly. So you have a lot more regulation in the stock market. Just getting that out the way. Now, as far as technicals and my predictions on AMC go, once it hit this high and I saw this fizzling out, I was not feeling too good about it. Then we saw these weak moves the next couple days, still wasn't feeling too good about it. Then we saw these 2 days right here where there was supposed to be a thing going on. This was, I believe, 6-7 and 6-8. Yeah, so this was the Friday that there was supposed to be a big move happening. Didn't happen. Everyone just sold instead, just like Doge Day was a flop. Then Monday and Tuesday, also a flop. If you go down to the smaller time frame and you go back these 2 days, AMC just got stuck in the 50 to 60 channel and didn't do anything. Then it sold off for days. Then it started to make a comeback, got stuck again in the 50 to 60 channel. Then today, and this is the play I called yesterday on stream, by the way. On stream, why can't you find it on Coinbase Pro? You'll gladly put $100 on Shiba if you can find it. If you have crypto.com, the app crypto.com, that is the easiest way, in my opinion, to buy SHIB. Now, SHIB will not be live on Coinbase Pro until Thursday. So that's why you can't buy it right now. If you want to buy it right now, though, easiest way is to download crypto.com and to buy it on there. That's where I have my SHIB. If not, you'll have to wait till Thursday morning. That's when it goes live. And then if it follows Dogecoin, you can probably expect later in the day for it to then be on full Coinbase if they do the same thing. Just give it 5-6 hours or something. Now, if you were here on stream yesterday, at this point I felt pretty good because let's cut off to where we could actually see. And my prediction based off this was we had this whole cup here, right? We had these failed attempts, but then we had this whole cup, all this sell-off, but we slowly and controllably sold off and then slowly and controllably regained strength back to the upside and now are knocking on the resistance line door again. When you see that kind of gradual controlled cup move happen to where people sell but then people buy and they're right back at the resistance level, that's usually a sign that there's enough strength to break it up in the first place, because the sell-off didn't spook people out. Instead, people saw it as a dip and they decided to buy in and hold and hold and hold and buy and hold. That's a bullish sign, this whole gradual cup move. That's why the cup and handle usually means good things. Now, we ended the stream last night here, and I said, based off this, if you just look, we tested 60, and we kept slamming into it, and we're making this ascending triangle, which is typically a bullish triangle, making an ascending triangle going into here, and it looks like we're really wanting to break into it. So I said, just like normal, like we've been saying every single day, when you're trading the stock market on any of these plays, the key to figuring out what is probably going to happen next, if you're seeing something that looks good or bad, look at after hours, which we did, but then follow that up by looking the next day at pre-market and seeing what it does. Does it gap down and start looking super bearish, or does it also even trade? Well, yeah, does it gap down and start looking bearish? If so, there's a high chance it's going to go down and sell off at market open. Keep an eye on it there and just see if that does happen. If not, Does it trade sideways in pre-market, or does it start going up? If so, there's a high chance at market open, the play will end up being bullish. Either way, just keep an eye on that. Sure enough, pre-market hits, right? So this is like 4 a.m. It does sell off, but then it recovers, starts trending up, and then trading sideways. So now you've got this potentially bullish play. All you got to do, wait till market open, look for confirmation, and then you'll probably have an entry. We had the resistance line already drawn here. Soon as market open, you start getting this flagging and a breakout to the top side and a break of resistance and a strong move here. So ideally, I mean, you could have tried to do a breakout trade here if you were doing something more advanced. You know, waited for a little bit of holding confirmation and then started buying on this green candle just presumptuously with maybe a stop loss somewhere like here. Or you could have waited and hoped for a pullback and bought in on this candle here, but this is kind of a little late. I ended up buying in here, and then I just held it because I had some faith in AMC overall, even if I wasn't going to sell it that day. It wasn't specifically a day trade, could have been a swing trade. I didn't mind. But then I did end up selling right here, and then I kind of just called it in our AMC chat in Discord group here. Let me see. I said this morning at 10 a.m. I said, remember the AMC play, just in case any of you forgot. Then I said, basically look for a break above the $60 mark in pre-market or early after market open. If it breaks and holds strong at that level, expect to move high 60s, you know, mid to high 60s, maybe even mid 70s if we're strong enough. And of course, the hold at $60 could give you a scaling opportunity. And then like 20 minutes later, I said, nice quick scalp. And that was when I sold. So basically, here to here, nice quick scalp. All right, I called that play out as it happened. So if you missed it, that is unfortunate. All right, so that was a little quick scalp right there. Now going into tomorrow, it is the same thing. The nice thing, I mean, yes, we did end up selling off into after hours. That doesn't matter too much. What I see here is that after the move up, we fell below the 60 level, came back to this support line, started messing around on the 200 EMA in support, tightening up a little bit, but then people sold here for some reason. As it got to market close, people didn't want to hold going into the next day. All right, that tells you something. Then it's after hours, you still had more people selling and not wanting to hold into the next day. Not usually the best sign, but that does not tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. Overall, this is a bit bearish. I say for tomorrow, here's the thing with GameStop. It is the main meme stock right now, okay? So if you're looking to trade a meme stock, it is the main one. So this is where kind of everybody's at, and everybody is with the YouTube army believing they can squeeze this one into oblivion. So if there's going to be any resilient meme stock that really doesn't take no for an answer, it's going to be AMC, and then back to secondary will be GameStop. So it's kind of like, you know, the thing that just won't die. If you think it might be dead, you still kind of have to check it every day and just look at market open and see what it's doing. Is it selling off halfway through the day? Check back. Is it looking to recover? All that stuff. So tomorrow, I'm feeling a little bearish about this. Like it might start heading back towards 53, but really at pre-market, see what it starts to do. If it starts making moves back up towards the 60 line again, it could make another run. If not, I'm not feeling too good about that. Now GameStop, and I'll check Discord as well. Let's see. There was a tweet here apparently. Mariano got an urgent update tweet. Check Discord quick. Doge will go up today or it won't. I guarantee it. I mean, that's pretty funny. Yes, very urgent. That's funny. All right, then going into GameStop here. GameStop is getting a little beat down, honestly, okay? Just a bit beat down. This is not a good pattern. This is not normally what you want to see, all right? So this isn't too good. It had its high of 344. It tried to make another high. It failed. It had its chance at making a nice cup and handle formation here, and it did not do it, okay? Usually you don't want to see the handle pulling back that far, In my opinion, that is just a failed cup and handle pattern. Let's switch this color so you can actually see it when I draw. Let's make it purple or something. Right? Usually when you see a cup and handle, you want to see that nice move up. The cup, first of all, usually doesn't come all the way down to like near the beginning of the handle. Right? So this was a little deep, but hey, who cares? We made the run up all the way back up. So cool. We met with the first level. Then the handle should have been probably somewhere here. This is a super deep, strong sell-off handle. All right. Now, if we bounce off here and head up here, I'll be thoroughly surprised. All right. But this was a really strong sell-off here, which makes me feel kind of bearish about this overall move. Like it couldn't quite do it. If GameStop does decide to do it, it's not going to be a quick move. It's probably going to be over the course of some days. All right. What is this? Like a week and a half? I don't see this happening overnight. It pulled back way too far. So, but if GameStop does, it's always lyrics. If GameStop does make this into a cup and handle formation, so it recovers and starts making new highs past here, this previous line, it does have room up to 514, and then after 514, it has room up to wherever the Reddit army takes it. So that's the whole thing. If it had managed to not stop at 341 here and actually make it to 345 and create a new high, GameStop probably would have taken off. But it missed its chance there. It fell short. Didn't have enough steam after that. And then now you have this nasty pullback that is not really a handle on a cup and handle. So I'm out of faith on GameStop short term. And in my opinion, I'm also pretty bearish on short term on whoa, I lost my everything. I am pretty bearish short term on GameStop as well. I do have a put, so maybe that's biasing me a little bit, but I think overall you could still say this looks pretty bearish, right? So maybe I don't think it's just my put. Kind of have this big long-term H of Doom pattern forming. You're getting these lower highs right here, here, here. It's not gaining any momentum. And it's, I mean, even this low here was lower than this low. And now it looks like it's going to try and test this low here. And that tomorrow we could maybe even see like $200 or a failure of that. We'll see. But obviously it's a meme stock. If people see this as a dip buy opportunity and they see a little bit of a spark, they'll just buy it instead. So you can't over technical analyze these things, because at any moment's notice, if the Reddit army sees a spark and they see a buy opportunity, just like they did right here, when it held at 210 and didn't keep crashing, they said, oh, we're reversing, guys. And they bought this thing all the way back up to where it opened at market open. All right. So it is not over till it's over. And I say this every single time I'm talking about meme stocks. It's not over till it's over with these meme stocks. All right. Everything is a dip to them. And you can go in Weeble chat and read it. Everything is a dip. It does not matter. It's either a hodl or it's a dip or it's a discount. It does not matter. And it will not matter for some of them ever, but you won't start shaking off most of them until you start dipping under $200. So until then, I can only be but so bearish on GameStop. All right. Workhorse and Blackberry, they've kind of been failing the last couple days, so I don't really have too much to say about these here. As you can see, Workhorse looks the same as GameStop, but actually worse. Shorter term, it's making the H pattern, so I wouldn't expect too much from that. I don't even think I would try to trade it. Blackberry is just trending down. Until this crosses above the 200 EMA line, I wouldn't be messing with it either. So maybe just set an alert here, kind of where the 200 EMA is, and just say, hey, notify me if price goes above like 1430, if you really want something like that. But really, when you're under the 200 EMA, you shouldn't really be thinking about going long anyway, because when you're under, that's a bearish sign. That's a sell sign signal. How long do I think the squeeze will go on for, Schmicky? I think it's just about ending. They've got everybody they can possibly get on their side, and they are not getting it done. I feel like either people are taking profit now because they're losing hope, or they're just losing hope in general and trying to figure something else out. Because, I mean, this took, this was not a slow run up. This was since before Dogecoin crashed, okay? This was since SNL night. Coincidentally enough, right? This whole run started on 5/11. Funny or coincidental? I think not. Right around 5/10 here, you can see that's when the start of the move happened. And a whole month till it got to this peak, and now this major sell-off. So I think it's pretty much over. It's going to take a big spark to ignite to really get the fuel going back. On GameStop at least. I think AMC still has fuel. Like I think Ray said not long ago, you're getting kind of like a cup and handle formation going. Short term, you already got that. But long term, I mean, you can really start to kind of just look at it more longer term and see the formations forming here. So, however, can you guys still? Oh, okay. My stream cut out for a second there. What I noticed today was what I kind of expected. Okay, and it's that now that people are trusting these things a little bit less, they're now focusing their attention on one, whichever one's doing the best. Before, they were focusing on one, but then kind of still spreading the buying power around. But now they're just focusing on one and not buying the other. So today, for example, AMC had an okay day. Like, it wasn't crazy, but it went up a couple bucks and then lightly sold off. But GameStop sold off hard when AMC started moving up. So we're just starting to see less buyers in general in the meme stock space. Okay? So for tomorrow, just expect one of the four to take off, and it'll probably be AMC, and for the others to sell off. That's my prediction. We'll see what happens. Hey, Skydive, thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate you supporting the stream. See you tomorrow. Thanks for the stream, Mariano. Appreciate it as always. Of course, absolutely. Glad to stream for you guys, and I'm glad you guys enjoy it. I'm really concerned about AMC sell-off this afternoon, evening. I mean, it could. I don't know where you're in at or what your position is, but yeah, it's the risk you take. I mean, we're at resistance at this moment. We're almost at 60. So, I mean, it could open and sell down to 52, honestly. Only so much to invest, exactly. We're nearing the end of how much they're going to be comfortable investing without something happening. Now, if it squeezes, by all means, they'll probably start maxing out credit cards and finding money in coat pockets and dumping money in. But I think we're nearing the point where they're at the limit of how much they comfortably want to invest with nothing crazy happening. I monitor the chats and everything of where people are trading. The price would dip and they're like, all right, guys, I'll buy like 5 more AMC shares to support the calls. Or I'll buy 1 share. It's like, oh, sounds like y'all are running out of juice. Me either. Wish I'd gotten out before market close. Scalped a lot all day. Then I didn't want to take 20-cent loss per share. Now down over $1.50 per share. Yeah, it happens. AMC stole my money from GameStop and Doge. Oh, okay. Entering the chat room. I appreciate that, Jared. Have you? Jared's the #1 like button promoter. Hey, show, what's going on? Hey, thank you so much. Out of the darkness show comes. I appreciate that so much. If you're not already subbed, I think you are, but if you're not, hit that like button, hit that sub button for sure so I can catch you tomorrow in the next stream. I do these streams just like this 7 days a week. Nothing's ever different. Technical analysis, discussion, making sure we're on the right page, making sure we're on the... And if you're not on the right page, helping you correct that to start being profitable. So, Doge will pump soon. I agree. Let's see. As long as there's juice left in the fruit. That is exactly correct, Jared. It's all stolen Doge money? Yeah, basically. Doge isn't a meme. It's going to take over the world. Hopefully. If it keeps the momentum up, it sure will. Scalped all day. Last buy was at 57.50. Nice. You're always listening? Yeah, I heard there's a lot of people that kind of just linger in the background. But hey, I appreciate the support. I see your views. That's all that matters. When I look over to how many viewers we have and it doesn't say 2, I'm happy. So thank you. Whether you're typing or not, whether you can type or can't, I appreciate the support. All right, guys. Whew. That was a good long 2-hour stream. It'll be 2 hours and 3 minutes here. About 4 minutes, actually. I appreciate everyone's support tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out. You said, what did I say? Yeah, Doge is the best. Absolutely. Dogecoin is the best. 100%. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate everyone's support during this whole 2-hour stream. I must see TV. Oh, thank you, Ray. Yeah, no problem, Gilbert. I hope everyone has a good night, good night's rest, a good work day tomorrow. And I'll be live tomorrow, probably around the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern, whatever that translates to you. But I'll be live around 9 Eastern in the US. Unless something crazy happens, I'll go live sooner. But yeah, again, thanks for the support. If you're not already subbed, sub up. And I'll catch you guys in the next live stream. Have a good night.